If you're bored of your OCs, are experiencing writer's block, or just want to find fun new ideas for your next art project, then I got you. This video is going to be all about things you can do with your OC and things you can do to improve them. For this video, I'm going to be designing one of my oldest OCs and using her as an example for the different exercises, projects, and activities you can do with your OC, so you can see how we take this character from just a basic design to a fully fledged character. All my videos have this disclaimer, but I want to say verbally for this one. If something doesn't apply to your intention for your characters, or you don't like an idea, that's fine. Simply do what piques your interest and skip the rest. Let's get straight to it. So for context, I created this character in 2011, and she doesn't really have much going on for her other than her design and a very big personality trait of being shy. This can be enough for some characters, but we're going to take this a step forward and think of some story basics if you don't have them already. This sounds obvious, but sometimes we skip out on the basics and go right to the complicated stuff because it's more fun and exciting. If you're an artist, you know this. It's why experienced artists are always reminding beginners to learn fundamentals, because it's so common to skip them. The same goes for creating stories or characters. True story, I got so involved with intricate details of my characters' dynamics and backstories that it took me years to realize my story did not have a main villain after the first arc. Not every story needs a villain, but I didn't lack one as an intentional choice. I just forgot because I skipped the basics. So make sure a character at the very least has a defined purpose. To me, a purpose that sits in the real world. This is what the character represents to the audience or the core theme/lesson their arc delivers. A motivation or desire. This is their in-universe reason for doing what they do in the story. If you don't understand this concept, let's look at Walter White, for example. His in-universe motivation starts out as him wanting to make as much money as possible to pay for his treatment and leave behind for his family just in case his treatment failed. His motivation changed over time, but for simplicity, let's just say that. His purpose, what a viewer is supposed to get from him as a character, is to see what happens when someone thirsts for power and their ego remains unchecked. Your character also needs an obstacle, the internal or external force stopping them from getting what they want. Stakes, what they lose if they fail. This is extremely important. Any professional writers fail to communicate this well or early enough. I found myself being 20 hours deep into games and thinking, why should I care about these characters and their journey before proceeding to uninstall it? Of course, every story is different, but you should at least think about all these things. And if something isn't present, you should be aware of it and have a reason why. When I first made my character, I didn't have a story or any universe, but now I do. So I wrote down some basics and decided, to make a long story short, to make Henri the messenger of the element of dark, so to speak. I'm not explaining all my lore because this isn't what the video is about. The closest character I can think of to her would be a mix of Yule from Final Fantasy XIII and Ralsei from Deltarune. Someone who knows a lot but can't quite say everything. She's shy, clumsy, and anxious from the weight of her knowledge. I'm telling you this because this is going to impact some of the design choices I make later. Okay, now that we're past the absolute basics, let's get into things you can do without drawing. Voice claims. Find actors, song lyrics, or existing media whose tone, cadence, and speech patterns match your OC. If you don't know where to start, there's tons of public videos and playlists dedicated to voice claims, so you can start there. You can also look at voice showcases from specific voice actors. They usually do a range of characters and voices, so you can listen to a lot of different voices in one video. One of the biggest inspirations for this character is Yule from Final Fantasy XIII, so I just use her as my voice claim.
History has already been broken.
Alternate universes, or AUs. Imagining your OCs in different situations like a modern college setting, a sci-fi dystopia, or a cozy slice of life can help you if you feel stuck or bored with your canon universe. Stripping away the original setting forces you to identify their core personality traits that remain constant no matter where they are. In a modern college setting, I think Henri will be a shy but very intelligent student. She'd probably study astronomy or marine biology. The element of dark makes you think of vastness and the unknown, so she'd be into the ocean or space because they're huge and unexplored. These are the kind of discoveries you can make about your character when you think about them in a different context, and maybe you can even change how you write them in their canon environment. Try it out, it's seriously fun. Relationship matrix. Map out how your OC feels about every other character in your cast using a template or by drawing it yourself. This is really fun, and just like with the story basics, you may be surprised by how many character interactions you've never thought about or considered before, and it may inspire new writing ideas. It's also really useful to show friends or anyone interested in your story. Personality and psychology alignment. Run your character through fun quizzes or frameworks like the Myers-Briggs MBTI, D&D alignment chart, or the Enneagram. Don't take the results as absolute law, but use the questions as prompts to see how your OC handles moral dilemmas and stress. By taking these quizzes as your character, you'll have to think about situations you may have never thought of before, which will deepen the, depth of your character. Mood boards. A mood board is kind of a must-have when you're designing a character. Designing can be very daunting when it's just you and a blank page. So having a mood board can help you navigate the design process because you'll have all your inspirations and notes with you as you draw. I use Milanote, today's sponsor, to create a mood board for Henri. Milanote is a tool for organizing creative projects, big or small. Its built-in templates make it super easy to get started ASAP. They have templates for all kinds of projects and people. Whether you're a marketer, an architect, entrepreneur, or artist, there's something for you. For this project, I didn't use a template and simply added pictures, notes, lines, color blocks, and another board. Yes, you can have a board inside your board. My board contains ideas I'm not sure about or have yet to categorize. If I like an idea enough to put it on my main board, it's as simple as copying it from this board, going back to the previous board, and pasting it there. But you can also copy multiple elements if you have nodes or colors you'd like to carry over. The board within a board feature could also be useful if you'd like to have boards for different outfits, AUs, or a board for links so they don't clutter your main board. You can customize your board however you want and even draw directly on it. You can zoom out quite a bit so you can make your board as detailed as you need to. And if you accidentally delete something, you can easily recover it from the trash before it's gone forever. Adding images is super easy, and you don't even have to download any new images you want to add to your boards, because with the Milanote Web Clipper, a free browser extension, you can save images and text directly to your boards from any website. They also have a built-in image search feature, so you won't have to sacrifice your storage either way. If you don't have a computer, Milanote has a mobile app, so you can create on the go and it's just as easy and satisfying to use. If you do have a computer, the mobile app is still useful if you have an idea on the go. You can write the idea and send it to your PC for later. You can use Milanote for anything that needs organizing. Create character profiles, pitch an idea, manage commissions, or share a commission idea with an artist. You can do it all on Milanote. Milanote is available for free with no time limit, so sign up for a free Milanote account using the link in the description. Thank you so much to Milanote for sponsoring this video. While making the board, I got a much better idea of what I want to do with this character visually. You can go through so many ideas very quickly, and they can evolve over time. A big tip I'll give you is to combine as many elements as possible. By that, I mean, don't just copy an entire outfit you saw online. Not only will this make your character less original, but you're missing out on a big part of the design process, which is experimenting with different iterations until you find that one idea that makes everything click. Now that we have our board and our story in order, it's time to draw. Very first thing you should do is a character sheet. A character sheet is a given, but I just want to give some tips on how to make a proper character sheet as someone who does a lot of commissions and looks at a lot of character sheets. Some that aren't the clearest or easiest to work with. Please do at least a front and back angle. Ideally, if you can do a side angle, that's even better. Please label your color palette and make it big to combat image compression. And please make it a solid color. No patterns or gradients. They should be easy to color pick. Sometimes aesthetics can get in the way of a functional character sheet. And speaking of aesthetics, please make sure the character doesn't have too much rendering so that all details are clear. Clean line art, flat colors, maybe some cel shading, and a neutral lighting condition. Every artist that has to work with this character sheet will deeply appreciate you if you follow these tips. Physical art projects. Bring your OC to the physical world by making keychains, clay sculptures, custom plushies, stickers, whatever you can do. It's just cool for them to exist in the real world. I get stickers made of my art occasionally. If you have a local print shop, it should be less than $10 for a sheet of stickers, so you can print a lot of your OCs. Expression and body language sheet. Animation studios make expression sheets all the time because different characters express themselves differently. A basic sheet with happy, sad, angry, surprised, and flustered is a great start. Outfit and fashion exploration. Draw your character in clothes outside of their standard canon outfit. Try designing their formal wear, sleepwear, workout gear, etc. to see how their personal taste translates into silhouettes and fashion choices. For Henri, I designed a comfy everyday outfit that captures her personality while still maintaining a similar mood to her base design. Silhouette. This is more of a general design tip, but be aware of your character's silhouette. This is the character design tip. For example, Henri has long hair, which means that to maintain clarity, I should avoid adding too many flowing elements that'll clash with her hair, so that when you make the design a silhouette, you can still recognize her by the hair length and fur texture. If you have a lot of characters, this becomes even more important so that they don't end up looking too similar. And finally, interaction. I'm gonna put a hand on your shoulder for this one. If you want people to care about your characters, you may need to draw them doing things other than standing in a white void. I know, I'm sorry, but this is a fantastic way to communicate parts of your character and your story, especially if you add background elements, which I'll make a video on soon, so if you want to learn about that, consider subscribing. If you just draw your character standing there, it's like, okay, they're cool, and maybe you can understand the general vibe, but if you're interacting with another character, then now the audience can not only know more about them, but but they may even have questions about them. And that curiosity is what makes people interested in your work. For this prompt, I drew Henri traversing the snow with the other messenger type character that I have. I just recently rewatched The Hateful Eight, so I took inspiration from the opening scene with the horses in the snow. I think you can infer a lot about these characters from this illustration, and the cinematic aspect of it will pique some of the viewer's interest. Where are they going? Do the horse colors symbolize something? These two characters don't seem like they get along too well, so why are they traveling together? I think the best feeling you can inspire in a viewer is curiosity. But what you want to make people feel with your work is up to you. So to recap, by following all these steps, I took this character from a pixelated doodle with no story or personality to a fully fledged, fully developed character that I'm really excited to keep working on down the line. So these tips are definitely worth following if you're bored or feel stuck with your characters. If you have any other fun ideas to do with your OC, comment them down below. Thank you so much for watching until the end. Thanks again to Milanote for sponsoring this video, and I'll see you in the next one.